My mother slept with my fiancé, then asked me to be her maid of honor. My mother pulled me aside during the rehearsal dinner and said, I slept with Robbie last week. Robbie was my fiancé of 4 years. At first, I thought she was making some kind of sick joke. I waited for her to laugh or tell me she was kidding, but she didn't. I saw the guilt in her eyes, and that's when it hit me that she was serious. She said, it just happened. We didn't mean for it to. Then she reached for my hand like we were about to bond over this, like we were on the same side. I pulled away and walked outside, where I found Robbie smoking with one of his groomsmen. I told him what my mother had said. He didn't even deny it. He just shrugged and said my mom had come on to him and he'd been weak. He said it casually, like sleeping with his future mother-in-law was the same thing as eating an extra slice of cake. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I went back inside and called off the wedding that night. I sent a mass text to all the guests telling them it was canceled. The next day, I moved out of our apartment. I blocked them both on everything. Within 6 months of calling off the wedding, my life looked completely different. I became a regional manager and was making twice what Robbie ever had. I bought a townhouse and adopted 2 rescue cats. I started therapy and joined a hiking group where I met actual friends instead of people who revolved around my relationship. Therapy forced me to look at my relationship with my mother in ways I never had before. My therapist helped me realize she had been competing with me my entire life. She wore inappropriate outfits to my graduations and flirted with my high school boyfriends. At the time, I'd brushed it off as her being fun or harmless. In reality, it was a pattern. Sleeping with my fiancé wasn't an accident. It was just the biggest betrayal yet. 8 months after the canceled wedding, my mother showed up at my office. She wasn't there to apologize. She was crying and asking for help. I need you to talk to Robbie for me, she said. He won't return my calls. The audacity made me laugh out loud, but she wasn't finished. She explained that they'd been seeing each other since the wedding was canceled. She said they were in love. She said age was just a number. Then she looked me straight in the face and said, I need you to be my maid of honor. She wanted my support, my forgiveness, and my silence all at once. She said it completely straight-faced. She was marrying my ex-fiancé, and she needed me by her side. She started explaining logistics like this was a business meeting. She said we were soulmates. She said I still had all the vendor contacts. The venue might even give her the same date since I'd canceled so last minute. She wanted my wedding venue, my vendors, my plans. She told me she'd already spoken to the family. She said she told them I was being supportive. She'd even posted on Facebook about how mature I was being through all of this. Then she pulled out her phone. She'd used my engagement photo locations, cropping me out and inserting herself. Same angles, same poses, same captions, rewritten to make it look like I'd stepped aside willingly. Look, she said, holding the phone closer. I'm wearing your grandmother's ring. Robbie said you'd want me to have it. The ring my dying grandmother had given me specifically was now on my mother's finger. I stayed calm. I told her I needed time to process. For the next 2 weeks, she bombarded me with messages about dress shopping and cake tastings. She sent links to mother of the bride dresses and asked if they looked too young on her. That's when I stopped processing and started paying attention. I met with a close friend of mine who worked as a party planner. We spent hours talking through everything and crafting the right response. At the same time, I started reaching out to family members quietly, trying to understand what had really been said behind my back. That's when I learned how extensively my mother had been lying. She told people I'd begged her to take Robbie off my hands. She said I was relieved the wedding was canceled,